PhilsGang.com.
You're not alone. 80% of those in the stock market, just like you, lose money. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, PhilsGang.com. Why do they lose? Because they don't know how to short stocks in a down market. That will change once you use my patent Pro 2 color-coded chart. It works. The technology works. And it not only gives you an edge on the upside, but Pro 2 will put a smile on your face on the downside. That's right. Check it out. Free 10-day trial at PhilsGang.com.
There's a lot of noise out there in the financial world. Bank failures, interest rates, bonds versus stocks. It's a lot. That's why it's important to find a voice of reason that can guide you through these volatile times. Phil Grandy at PhilsGang.com is where you can find honest, helpful guidance to successful investing.
Get the knowledge and understand how the market really works.
And for a limited time, you can join Phil's Gang free for 10 days.
PhilsGang.com. That's PhilsGang.com.
Why are investors listening to Phil Grandy of PhilsGang.com?
You know why people listen to my show? Because I make it simple. When you talk about the stock market, they make it so complicated. I make it easy to understand. For the average investor, the Main Street investor, most of the time, these guys, like they're talking to each other. We talk directly to you and we listen to you.
Invest better with the sound advice of Phil Grandy at PhilsGang.com. You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Our team is comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. Phil's Gang has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. You don't need to be a seasoned investor to benefit from the Phil's Gang platform, no matter what level of investor you are. Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action, avoid market pitfalls, and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at PhilsGang.com. That's PhilsGang.com.
I signed up, and I've learned an incredible amount from Phil and Steve. The staff at Phil's Gang gives platinum-level service and stock recommendations. You know, it's as simple as that. At the end of a month or so, I've always been in the black. Phil's Gang is a class act. I'm happy to be a member.
Find out more at PhilsGang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of PhilsGang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day it goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. Information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do, so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners or shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at PhilsGang.com. PhilsGang.com. The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grandy.
The economy is doing fine. The market's in an uptrend. I think all these different data points and news that do nothing more than scare investors out of a great environment to put money to work in the stocks.
Trends on the economic data are frightening. Frightening.
That's amazing, isn't it? They call that gaslighting. Gaslighting. You heard that term? I hear that term all the time now, gaslighting, especially when it comes to Bidenomics. We hear that term, gaslighting. As an example, this one.
And we created over 13 million brand new jobs since I took office. 13 million in less than 3 years.
Now, that's considered gaslighting. Now, what's gaslighting? Well, it's the act or practice of grossly misleading someone, especially for one's own advantage. So,
the state of our economy is strong.
That's gaslighting. That's it right there, gaslighting. That's what I think of their gaslighting. We got too much gas going around. Biden, White House, they've been assuring us under Bidenomics that the economy is strong. It's strong. It's growing. And so are the job openings. And so is the demand for higher wages. Because people, again, they can't hire people. Nobody wants to go to work. They're all staying home collecting checks. And wages. You can get 20 to 30% more than scale. But guess what? That's all gaslighting too. And we found that out last week, didn't we? When the truth came out. And what was Powell doing when those numbers came out? He was taking his 10-year Treasury yields, the interest income from his balance sheet, rather, and he's buying more Treasuries to try to push those yields down. He wants to get those yields back down. Now, if you look at the reason for getting the yields back down, because he wants to rally the tech stocks. See, he knows he can't do anything with the bank stocks. Banks, it's over for the banks. It's over. They're in deep trouble, the banks. So he's trying to hold this market up using the tech stocks. Even today, we're seeing Amazon and Google starting to go back up. And I warned my gang members, don't buy it, don't chase them. Wait until they make new highs. If they make a new high, then yes, you can buy it. Then you don't have any sellers above you. It's too dangerous to be going after those stocks. Not only are the yields too high, I mean, remember, tech stocks don't like high yields. And the Fake Business Network right now is trying to make an argument. Well, at 4.5%, that's okay. That's average. No, it's not. Remember, this entire rally from 2008 to November of 2022, that rally, 7 stocks, created the whole 1,200% rally on the NASDAQ 100 and the 600% rally in the S&P. Those 7 stocks that were in the S&P and the 7 stocks in the NASDAQ 100, that's what pushed this whole market up. And what pushed those stocks up? Low yields, that's right. Because the way the market works is it's always been the banks push up the S&P. And then when the banks are pushing up the S&P will push up your stock you're invested in. But that's not what's happening now. Everything's so screwed up. So what they're doing right now, remember, Powell and the Fake Business Network, they've temporarily delayed a crash. Oh, this crash is going to happen. There's no question about it. It's going to happen. Just take a look bring your 10-year Treasury yield, bring your chart up. I got it up for you right now if you want to see it, if you're following me online. And look at back in 2007 when the crash started. We're just about, our 10-year Treasury yield right now is very close to when in 2007 when the market crashed, 2007, when the market started to crash. We're almost the same. And so where we are right now is so dangerous. But nobody's going to pay attention to this because nobody's telling you this. That the market in 2008, when the yields got towards 4.5%, 4.5%, that's when the market started to crash because yields are too high, interest is too high. And that's what we're on. We're right now, right? We're at 4.28. We're at 4.28. So this is probably one of the most dangerous points in the stock market, right here. And you got the history to show it. Just take a look at the chart. You'll see. Again, now they're trying to tell you, oh, no, this is okay. Now don't worry about it. That's a lot of gaslighting. Now, we hear about Bidenomics. Bidenomics. What the hell does that mean? Most people don't even know what it means. I'm going to try to explain it today, this Bidenomics. And the White House has assured us under Bidenomics the economy is strong. It's doing well under Bidenomics. So are the job openings, demand for higher wages, all being met. And they further assure us under Bidenomics our country finances are all headed in the right direction. Are you nuts? This is insane. And the interest rates are coming down. Are you kidding? They're where they were in 2007, right before the crash. Interest rates coming down, they're going up. This is nuts. And they're telling us we're going to pivot back. Don't worry, if you're an investor, we're going to pivot back to QE, to zero rates. We're going to go back to zero rates as a result of the AI craze. Now, last week we found, this was a lie. We were being gaslighted last week, especially by that press secretary. Every time she turned around, she gaslighted us. Everything coming out of her mouth was gaslight. Unbelievable. They keep telling us how Biden keeps telling us how he created 13 million jobs. I created 13 million jobs. That's a bold-faced lie there, too. I mean, all he does is lie. Did he create 13 million jobs? He only created 3.7 million jobs. Take the average of 10 million jobs. Those jobs were already spoken for. There are people returning to their same job after they're told to go home. And remember, prior to the pandemic, Trump created 6.7 million jobs. The labor force participation rate under Biden is at 0.7%, 0.7%. Now that's lower than under Trump. And if you adjust for population growth, this means that roughly 2 million more Americans are out of work now under Biden than when Trump was president. So again, all we're getting is gaslighting. That's it. Gaslighting. So what do we do to get away from the gas? We look at our charts, especially my charts, because they tell you where the money's going. Stocks when we get back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
I believe that every single human being with a laptop computer and an internet connection should be required to give trading at least a shot.
Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life.
I believe that every educated individual on planet Earth.
I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents.
Should do this. It's not for every single human being on Earth. I know this, but it's one of those things that you should try, because if you happen to get it right, if you happen to be one of the ones that this is for.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grandy.
Oh my God.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free.
What's in front of you is a life of incredible joy, freedom, and independence.
philsgang.com. What, are you nuts? Coffee's up 92%. Lumber's up 67%. Heating oil, what, 60%? Gasoline, 55%. I understand why you guys are telling me to raise my rates here at Phil's Gang, but we haven't raised our rates since 2001. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. I'm not going to raise my rates. Our membership's been $39.95 since 2001, and for a good reason. So that you have enough room that when you do make money here at Phil's Gang, and you will, because you're going to learn how to short stocks, that there's enough room to send some money to St. Jude. That's why we never raised our price. And that's why we give you good value. So, you want to continue with good value, good information, be on the right side of the market? Join my gang, philsgang.com, where the price has not moved, where we fight inflation. philsgang.com.
I've been a Phil's Gang member since 2014. Over that time, I've generated over six-figure profits. Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life. I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents. If you really trust in their system, you will do well.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Our team is comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. Phil's Gang has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. You don't need to be a seasoned investor to benefit from the Phil's Gang platform, no matter what level of investor you are. Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action, avoid market pitfalls, and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Want good investing advice from someone you can trust? Listen to Phil Grandy.
With what's going on today in the economy, especially the stock market, it gets really complicated, but it doesn't have to be. My job is to make it simple, to get through the fog. And I think I do that, and I think I do a pretty good job of that, especially why you should be buying a stock, or why you should be in the market, or not in the market, or shorting.
Invest wisely with the knowledge of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. When making wise investment decisions, Phil Grandy has some sound reasons you should join Phil's Gang.
You know, when I started this, they asked me, okay, can you explain to people why they should join the gang? Gee, I thought about that. And I guess to make money. But more than that, to get good direction on which way the economy's really going. We get so much crap, so many lies, how great the economy is and how great the tech business is, and when it's not. The problem is we have too many people in Washington and in this industry that just don't tell the truth. The truth is everything. And here at Phil's Gang, we stick with the facts. We tell the truth. We make sure our members, are getting the best information, and our listeners, like you. We make that information available to you and make it simple and understandable.
Good investing means understanding how the stock market works. Join today at philsgang.com. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Hey, welcome back to Phil's Gang. Remember, the market is going to drop at least 48%. That's right. We're going to go down to where the lows were, where the pandemic, remember we had the pandemic correction, about a 28% drop. Well, that low, 2020, we're going to go down and meet that low. But right now, you got to remember, the market is being held up temporarily because, first of all, one reason is the emergency bank Term Funding Program. If it wasn't for that program, we would already been down to the lows of 2020. Lows of 2020. Take a look at it in your chart. That's what's holding these banks up. So banks are going into, they're borrowing from the Fed, going to their window and borrowing money, because many of these banks, when you go in and you want to pull your money out and you want to buy a bond, a 3-month treasury bond for 5% return, they don't have the money to give you. So they go to the window and borrow the money so they can take care of you, so you don't have to worry. That's what they're doing. So these banks are in deep trouble because of all commercial real estate. There's 100 different reasons. They're in deep trouble. These high interest rates, which once benefited them, is killing them. It's killing them. You got to stop listening to these people on CNBC and all these fake business news networks. They're like a Washington swamp. They'll lie to you. They'll lie to you. They're no different than Washington. They have their own swamp. That's why it's important that when you're investing in stocks, you got to know what you're doing. And most of you are not going to agree with what I'm saying, that we're going to drop down to that 2020 low. It's about 48% from where we are now. But it's not happening because it's being delayed by this emergency banking term funding, which these people have to pay back by March. The other reason we're not going down is what we call stealth QE. Biden's taking the interest income from all the treasuries he's got on his balance sheet, and he keeps going out there buying treasuries to try to push the yield down, to push the tech stocks up to make them the leader. And by the way, your tech stocks, you got to be out of your mind if you're going in and trying to buy Amazon. If you're chasing Amazon today, you're nuts. You are nuts. Way into Amazon, okay, as above average volume, and let it break above about 144.50. 144.50. You don't buy it today. You don't buy it today. Let it break out where there's no more shorts, no more resistance above Amazon. You got plenty of time. Don't chase it. When a stock breaks out into new territory, okay, in other words, if you look at Amazon 1 year, go back 1 year, when that gets about 145, that's new territory, a year, new yearly high. That's where you want to be. There's no sellers above you. Why would you go buy Apple? You got other tourists going to buy an Apple today. Are they nuts? You realize the amount of sellers that you have in Apple right now? Let's take between 198 and that 179. So 179 to 198, all sellers. And you think you're going to go in there and buy in a dip and make money? Are you nuts? I wouldn't touch Apple. No way would I touch Apple. I'd wait till it made a new high. That's why we did well with our oil stocks. And we continue to do well with our oil stocks. In fact, on Friday, I told my gang members to take profits. In our oil stocks, USO, our members are up an average of 22%. In USO, a nice refiner, MRO, up 22% as well. Conoco, up about 23%. And the ETF, which covers all the oil stocks, up 14%. Because those started to make new highs. But see, we bought those right. After oil dropped 35%, that's when we went and bought them. Nobody wanted them. Nobody wanted oil stocks. Well, we went in and bought them because our charts were turning green. Nobody else has these charts. Our charts were turning green. Tell us money was going in. You follow the money. And that's why they're doing so well. And then Friday I said, take some profits. There's going to be a little bit of profit taking here. And sure enough, what happened? They took profits, and today the oil stocks are selling off. But that's good, because that's given people an opportunity who did not get in these oil stocks. If you did not buy the ETF at around $80, you're going to have an opportunity to get back in. When they make, like right now, it's trading at $90.62. When it gets above 93 and the volume's good, then get in. It's pulling back. You always buy in a dip in an uptrend. You don't buy in a dip in a downtrend. So there's going to be some opportunities for you that didn't get into oil. Oil's going to get up to about 100. Now take a look at MRO. I told my members on Friday, take profits on our oil stocks. MRO was one of them. MRO, we had a nice profit MRO of about 22%. I said, take profits. They're going to start selling. And guess what? They sold MRO today. And it dropped from $27.50 down to $26.18. Now, that's going to give somebody an opportunity who didn't get in when we got in around $22. So when it goes from $26.18 and gets up to about $28.12, then you're going to have an opportunity to get in. But you also got to learn how to sell short. Hershey, 17%. Hershey went down. We were shorting Hershey. See, you can't, if you don't short, you're dead, because you got to keep on buying. You got to go find stocks that keep going up. Nobody's that good. Nobody's that good. No one's that good to do that. Darden Restaurants, we shorted that. So we were buying oil because we could see it on our charts where money was going. Money was going to oil. So we bought it when nobody wanted it. Then we turned around and we shorted Darden at the same time. Darden went down 10%. Our oil stocks went up 22%. That's how you invest. You got to have some stocks going up, shorting some stocks going down. If all you do is trying to buy, you have to buy to perfection. Nobody's that good. Join the gang free for 10 days. Check it out.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
I believe that every single human being with a laptop computer and an internet connection should be required to give trading at least a shot.
Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life.
I believe that every educated individual on planet Earth,
I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents.
should do this. It's not for every single human being on Earth. I know this, but it's one of those things that you should try, because if you happen to get it right, if you happen to be one of the ones that this is for,
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grandy.
oh my God.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free.
What's in front of you is a life of incredible joy, freedom, and independence.
Philsgang.com.
I believe that every single human being with a laptop computer and an internet connection should be required to give trading at least a shot.
Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life.
I believe that every educated individual on planet Earth,
I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents.
should do this. It's not for every single human being on Earth. I know this, but it's one of those things that you should try, because if you happen to get it right, if you happen to be one of the ones that this is for,
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grandy.
oh my God.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free.
What's in front of you is a life of incredible joy, freedom, and independence.
Philsgang.com.
Why are investors listening to Phil Grandy of philsgang.com?
You know why people listen to my show? Because I make it simple. When you talk about the stock market, they make it so complicated. I make it easy to understand. For the average investor, the Main Street investor, most of the time, these guys, it's like they're talking to each other. We talk directly to you and we listen to you.
Invest better with the sound advice of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. To be a successful investor, you need to stay current with the daily changes in the economy and the stock market. Phil Grandy and philsgang.com can be your guide to becoming a better investor. Try the free 10-day trial at philsgang.com for the working investor. From the opening bell to the closing, stay informed with what's happening in real time. The Working Investor program includes full access to the Phil's Gang website, a morning update on what to look for that day on Wall Street, a market wrap on that day's trading, plus seminars, training, and tools to help you become a better investor. Go to philsgang.com for a free 10-day trial. After that, it's just $59.95 a month for membership, daily updates, training, software, and the best investing advice every day. You can invest with the best. Phil Grandy and philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. philsgang.com.
What if you could have an in-depth understanding of the stock market just like the pros? Well, thanks to Phil Grandy and philsgang.com, you can. philsgang.com offers comprehensive, up-to-date market information designed to help you understand and anticipate market behavior. With philsgang.com, you'll build your investing confidence even through down cycles and periods of uncertainty. Go to philsgang.com. philsgang.com today. 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
When making wise investment decisions, Phil Grandy has some sound reasons you should join Phil's gang.
You know, when I started this, they asked me, okay, can you explain to people why they should join the gang? Gee, I thought about that. And I guess to make money. But more than that, to get good direction on which way the economy's really going. We get so much crap, so many lies, how great the economy is and how great the tech business is, and when it's not. The problem is we have too many people in Washington and in this industry that just don't tell the truth. The truth is everything. And here at Phil's Gang, we stick with the facts. We tell the truth. We make sure our members, are getting the best information, and our listeners, like you. We make that information available to you and make it simple and understandable.
Good investing means understanding how the stock market works. Join today at philsgang.com. Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grandy. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
I think they've gone far enough. I don't think the Fed's going to raise. I think the CPI print's going to be good. I think the market's in an uptrend. I think people should stay long and be buying stocks.
How the hell does he know that? What's he doing giving you that kind of advice? Who's he? Nobody's that good. What he should be saying to you is this. If you're going to be an investor in stocks, you better know how to buy them, go long as we call it in the business, and go short. If all you're doing is if you're making money, trying to make money depending on one direction, that's like buying a car that has no reverse, or just forward. What are you, nuts? That's what this guy's telling you. Go buy a car that has no reverse, just forward. Do you know how good you have to be? At least when Hershey was going down, we could see it. Our color-coded chart turned from green to red. It was telling us, the algorithms were telling us, look, the big institutions are pulling their money out of Hershey. And so you had people still in that stock. Because they don't have a chart that turns red, that tells them. But they'll listen to one of these dopes, and if somebody was in Hershey and talking to this dope, he'd say, stay in it. Or you know what else they tell you? With Hershey, when Hershey started turned red on our chart on June 2nd, around, 261, he'd say, cost average down. No, you don't cost average down. It's in a downtrend. You want to cost average down? The only time you do that is when your stock is in an uptrend. Simple. In an uptrend. Like our oil has been in an uptrend. And even then, on Friday, our charts were warning us, take profits. We got stocks we're looking at that have got wonderful shorting opportunities. WGO, Winnebago, setting up for a perfect short. Now, do I know if it's going to work or not? I don't know. But I don't have to worry about it because I'm going to short it. And while I'm shorting it, I put a stop in. So as it goes down, let's say I short it at $15 and it goes down to $11.30, then it goes back up to $15. It'll automatically get me out, so I'm not losing money. This is what we do here. Beazer. That's going to be a great short. Just broke the support. If Beazer breaks below around $26, that'll be a good short. home builders are going to get crushed. See, here's what's going on. Biden has lied to us about everything. This Bidenomics does not work. Does not work. And you got to understand, when he came into office, he really screwed up. When he decided to shut down the pipeline, he decided to destroy the oil industry, So we are no longer oil independent. And even today, gasoline is still 58% higher than the day he walked into office. Groceries are still 90% higher than when he walked into office, including in groceries, ground beef. Are you kidding? And then after shutting down the economy in response to the pandemic, remember he did that? Biden went on a spending spree. With $877 million in a checking account, he goes and starts the American COVID Rescue Plan, the Omnibus Bill, and the worst bill ever is the Inflation Reduction Act. Why did he do that? We didn't need that. You don't go in. The first thing you learn in economics, if the economy is roaring, and it was, our economic growth was at 6%, you don't come in and stimulate 6%. That's like having a grill outside and the grill's working, good gas, got a good flame, good fire. Then you come and turn the pilot on. Oh, I better turn the pilot on. It's going to blow up. It's doing fine, the pilot. Leave it alone. Oh, no, he just wanted to go against anything that Trump did. Anything that Trump did. Borders closed, open up the border. Open up the border. Anything he did, just do the opposite. So he comes in, and he does the American COVID Plan, the Omnibus Bill, and Inflation Reduction Act. These three spending programs, they're called spending programs. We didn't need spending. You spend when you need to grow the economy. Our economy is at 6%. This idiot turns around and does these three spending programs. He destroyed the purchasing power of your dollar. He increased inflation because he did that. And guess what? The purpose was to increase inflation, to benefit who? The richest 1%. They love inflation. Inflation Reduction Act was a lie unto itself. They purposely called it the Inflation Reduction Act, knowing it wasn't going to reduce inflation. Again, lying to us. Lying to us. And you think the market's just going to keep going up by magic? Most think inflation means the prices are going up. Please, no, it doesn't. Inflation doesn't mean that prices are going up. When in reality, higher prices are just the result. That's all. Inflation, remember, inflation causes a loss in the value of your dollars caused by artificially low interest rates. So the government borrows and spends. Out of these three spending programs, he destroyed the country. The Inflation Reduction Act was the worst. What a joke that is. Inflation was already at a 40-year high. And then he starts the Reduction Act when inflation's already... Remember, these are spending programs. They create inflation. So he puts fuel on the fire, this idiot. The Reduction Act. What that does, these three programs, especially this Reduction Act one, it called for more spending. So they added more money to the money supply. What's that mean? That means they print more money and they give it to the banks to lend. That's called money supply. They're supplying banks more money. That causes inflation. They're out there pumping out loans. Interest rates 2.3% for a 30-year fixed rate. Everybody's going insane buying houses. Causes inflation. Who's benefiting? Who's benefiting? The richest 1%. They love inflation because their assets go up in value. That was the case. He was elected by the richest 1%. He was put in office by the richest 1%. Obama was put in office by the richest 1%. That's who you take care of, and they need inflation. Now, if you know how to invest properly, going long and going short, and you know which stocks to be in, like we knew, I knew oil was going to go up. Ask my gang members. It was going down, going down, going down. I kept saying, let oil, the actual oil, let oil drop about 35% a barrel. Let it drop 35%. I was in the oil business for years. I said, when it gets down around 35%, you watch. They'll all come in buying, because that's what we used to do. Drop 35%, boom, 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 boom. All the big companies came in buying oil. And oil went through the roof, 22%. Then we took profits. We're not out, but we took profits. But again, this is all inflationary. Those bills are all inflationary. We didn't need any of these bills. We were doing fine. He destroyed the economy, this idiot. He's always been a senator. He never held a job. He doesn't know anything about the economy. He doesn't know how it works. But if you know how to short stocks as well as buying stocks, let him screw up. What do we care? We'll make money shorting. Listen to this.
If earnings are going higher, that's a good sign.
Earnings are going higher. We're at a 25% low. How are earnings going to go higher? Especially, who's going to buy these stocks? Who's going to buy the S&P? Who's going to pay $21 for every $1 of earnings, when the average has been about 19, 18? What are you, nuts?
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Did you know breast cancer kills 113 people every day? That's unacceptable.
African American women die from breast cancer nearly 41% more than Caucasian women.
That's unacceptable.
Breast cancer is the leading cause of all cancer deaths for Hispanic women.
Breast cancer is unacceptable.
Together with Susan G. Komen, we're committed to reducing U.S. breast cancer deaths by half.
And we're going to do it by 2026.
Visit Komen.org/unacceptable.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed, because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere, because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG. Try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Thinking about investing in the stock market? Go to philsgang.com, where we have over 50 years experience in trading and investing in the stock market. Phil's Gang teaches you how to make profits in the market with stock chart analysis, up-to-the-minute alerts, and always keeping you informed with professional guidance in long and short-term positions. Go to philsgang.com or call one of our professional staff to answer your questions. 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Stop wondering about your financial future and start doing something about it.
If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, listen to this.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know, I get so tired of listening to the same garbage every day, listening to the fake business news network telling you why you should buy this stock, why you should buy, and they're always wrong. Join my gang, philsgang.com, free for 10 days. You're going to learn when to buy a stock and when not to buy a stock. Hey, years ago it was different. You could buy a stock based on fundamentals. You could buy a stock based on earnings. You could buy a stock based on PE ratios. Those days are gone. That ended with QE. That ended when they financially engineered the market in 2008. Gone. Now you got to follow the money. And we have the knowledge because we have the chart. Pro 2 color code chart tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to run like hell.
For a limited time, you can join Phil's Gang free for 10 days.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Get the truth, get the knowledge, and understand how the market really works.
If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, just listen to Phil Grandy.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. There's many reasons to listen to a radio show, but I think to listen to my show, you get the truth, you get clarity, and you get great information.
No matter what level of investor you are, Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success.
You know what? Most of all, it's fun. philsgang.com. Clarity, good information, and fun.
Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Good afternoon, America. This is Steve over here at philsgang.com. And have you ever looked at a stock chart and just wondered what in the heck is going on here? Like you just have no clue what's going on. You don't know when to buy. You don't know when to sell. But you're just, well, what I do here at Phil's Gang is I teach you how to recognize those patterns on stock charts. I make sense of those things for you, and I guide you along the way. So if you want to learn with me and you want to know how to make some money, go to philsgang.com. It's 10 days for free. You also get the Pro 2 color-coded chart. What else can I say? I'll see you on the charts. Back to you, Phil.
Thanks, Steve. You know, when you join the gang, it's free for 10 days. But here's what you're really doing. You're going to get out of the position that you're in now that you always have to be right. When I recommend a stock, when we're in class and I look at a pattern and I say, okay, let's buy MRO, an oil stock. I didn't know it was going to go up 22%, but my charts has told me where the money was going. Now, let's say it started to go up a little bit and then turn around and went down. Doesn't matter. I wasn't wrong. Why? Because I can turn around and tell my members, let's turn around now, short it. If you're in a position, you're in a stock market investing, and all you can do is buy, wow, that is a tough way to make money. That's why 80% of people in the stock market lose money. 80%. Because you don't know how to sell short. How to sell short. And more important than that, with myself and Steve and Willie, you're going to learn how the market works. Why does it go up? Why do you stay with just 6 stocks and a couple bonus stocks? You're going to learn how to go long, you're going to learn how to go short, you're going to understand volume. It's not technical stuff. I never finished high school, and I can do it. And I'm not proud of that fact. But it's patterns. The same patterns show up. And we went a step further. When that pattern showed up, we want to see, does the money show up with that pattern? You can have a pattern, but it shows the stock wants to go up, but you don't have enough money coming in to push it up. Maybe one day, and then it stops. Well, we designed our own charts. They're color-coded, tell you when to buy, when to sell. Sounds silly, doesn't it? Most of you don't even believe that. Oh, there's no chart like that. Well, we're going to give it to you free for 10 days, and after 10 days, you can call us dopes if you want. It doesn't work, then tell us. Of course they work. Look, these 3 spending programs, nobody realizes the American COVID Rescue Plan, the Omnibus Bill, and the worst Inflation Reduction Bill, none of that was done to help you on Main Street. If you and your wife are making between $65,000 and $85,000, and you're in the stock market, you're invested, those programs were not put in place to help you. Those programs were put in place to create inflation on purpose. On purpose. Don't you get it? The richest 1% want inflation. These spending programs, once they created them, they lied to us all the way. They're trying to convince us those spending programs were to help Main Street. No, they weren't. They're destroying Main Street. They should have never been put in place. Why on earth would you flood an economy that's growing 6% with 3 more spending programs? When you do that, you're introducing so much inflation. The problem is to get the inflation back out. You put all this money supply in, which means they're putting money into the banks to supply everybody with loans, and then to get that money back out is nearly impossible unless you raise rates up not 25, not a quarter, not a half. You got to raise those rates 10 points. They don't have the stomach for it. But they don't care because they're getting rich. The worse this market gets with inflation, the richest 1% get richer than they already were. So Biden and his press secretary both lied. They said that inflation, the Inflation Reduction Program under Bidenomics, has worked to reduce inflation. More gas lighting. That's all that is. More gas lighting. There's the gas. There's the lighting. President Biden did not bring down inflation. More spending does not bring down inflation. Doesn't reduce inflation. See, the problem is they kept rates too low for too long. You need aggressive rate increases. You're going to have the guts to do it like Volcker. So don't tell me this market's not going to go down. And again, this past Friday, I put in on my Instagram and on my YouTube, I do these 1 minute little blurbs. I do a 1 minute statement. And I had that statement, I said why the market's going to go down 58%. We have over 40,000 hits on that. Because people are interested in learning why will the market go down. So in 1 minute, I put up a chart, and in 1 minute, I explain the common sense reason why the market's going to crash. Now, let's say that they decide to do QE again. That they don't care about Main Street. They don't care if inflation goes up. Let's say they decide to go back to zero rates and the market doesn't crash. We're not wrong. We're just going to turn around and become right. We're going to go long. That's the beautiful thing about knowing how to short and go long. You're never wrong. You're never wrong. You just got to learn how to use the chart a little bit. You got to learn how the market works. That's all. So remember, this is amazing how they convinced everybody how this economy is terrific and we're going to have a soft landing. Remember, the Fed rate is artificial. The Fed rate, they won't never tell you this. The Fed rate is an artificial rate. It's not a market rate. It's set artificially low during the pandemic, remember? Which helped cause inflation, so to increase the wealth of the richest 1%. That's who they were taking care of. Who do you think they took care of in 2008? Same thing. They made sure they got interest rates down to zero to take care of the richest, the wealthiest 1%. So remember, the Fed rate is an artificial rate. It's not market rate. They make it sound like it's a market rate. And they set it artificially low during the pandemic. And that caused inflation. And then they set it again artificially low. And they kept setting it artificially. They kept it low, too low for too long. Now it is artificially high, which is slowing our economic growth. And it's pushing us into a recession. Oh, there's not going to be a recession. People believe that statement because they want to believe it. They want to believe it, that there's not going to be a recession. They want to believe it. Like I don't know who it was, Mary Poppins over there, Jansen on the Hill, what the hell do you call that thing? I can't remember the name of the movie. Oh my God. It's so clear what's going to happen. Prices are not falling here. Under Bidenomics, I don't even know what the hell that is. Remember, prices have not fallen. Nothing's working under this Biden. We're getting killed. Unbelievable. The inflation rate was 7% in 2021. 6% think about this, 6% in 2022. And 3.2% this year. Wow. Came down. No. Remember, the 3.2% is still above the normal 2.3% target. We're never going to hit that. They keep telling we're going to hit the target. Get the target. No, you're not. So keep chasing those tech stocks. See how well you do. You're not going to do well. You're not going to do well. Remember, this whole thing started with Biden destroying our energy independence. Until we get energy independence, this market's not going to ever go back to the good old days. They can only do so many spending programs. These 3 programs has gutted the economy, but they won't tell you that. So why don't you join the gang for 10 days? That's free. We'll have some fun, and you'll learn how to sell short. And you at least when you're done, if you don't stay with us, you'll understand how it really works, what you should do when should you really buy a stock or sell it. And listen to me on Instagram, Facebook, Rumble, Apple, and YouTube. Go check out Instagram and YouTube where I do those 1-minute shorts. I explain why the market crash is going to happen. See you on the show.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600.